Well, hello everybody. Here we are in lovely Anaheim, California at the Liferay West Symposium to kind of go over some of the new features in Liferay and also some of the uses that portals, if you will, and obviously specifically Liferay is seeing. I've got a guest here.
I'm Paul Hinz, Chief Marketing Officer for Liferay.
Can you tell us briefly what's in the 6EE version that you guys just announced?
So we call it the Big Five, so I noted them so I remember to hit them all. But it's really, so Liferay is combining portal, social collaboration, application development, and several other enterprise type features together, because we're talking about E. So it's a full web content management platform now. There's workflow, other things added to make that. There's also social collaboration aspects of it added, so that's a second feature. And then there's design capabilities that were added. So there's a lot of rich UI design. There's a Liferay Developer Studio now built with Eclipse. There's also Allo UI, which we built with Yahoo on the YUI framework. And after that, it's the enterprise thing. So we added an extensibility, so you can add plugins. You could build things that could be part of a large marketplace in the future. And it also helps people as they implement Liferay today and they build extensions into SAP or some other application. When they upgrade to the next version, their extension will be fine. They'll just add in the new Liferay, and all those things they've done will be preserved. And then next, it's the enterprise management features. So things if you want to scale, things around auditing, monitoring, etc.
In talking with you guys over the, I guess last year or a little over a year or so, I mean, you've really been layering in the social, if you will, to various aspects and kind of adding that into the existing portalness that you have. And
when you build applications, you build them oftentimes with your application platform. So you're building some app, and then later you go and think about web content management. So, and that's the ability that you can update a portion of the user experience, the web page, and then it can go through some workflow process. But those are often disjointed. So by adding web content management into a portal, you can now start to combine that together. But there's a third thing with the advent of now social applications people are using on Facebook and Twitter, Wikipedia, other types of things that they, Blip FM, things that people use. They're wanting to start bringing that aspect into the enterprise. So it's basically any application you could go build, you can make a social aspect to it. You could add the fact that individuals could build a friend network around this application. They could actually do social rating. Individuals could rate things and content that people are putting in. So there's a bunch of services that are now in Liferay 6, including a new thing called social equity, that you can use to go build any type of application and make it socially aware. And in our demo, we even showed how the workflow that we have, which is classic for content management, so you're going to update the CMO's announcement to the company,
right.
And you want to make sure that actually one of the staff people who's making the update, it goes through approval process before it actually gets posted out. But in the demo we showed, we actually did the same thing for blogs, and you could define that specific to a group. So let's say one group is publishing blogs internally, no workflow. They can do whatever they want. But now you're saying, let's let employees blog externally. Maybe this company wants to make sure that every blog actually does go through approval process, so you can do that. Same thing with the wiki now, forums and other things, so you can actually add those in. But then there's new capabilities like social equity. As people come in and do content and do activities into this repository, the system can now actually have a better way to judge how valuable is that content from that person.
What's the division between using Liferay as sort of a public face for a public sort of community or portal versus an internal intranet portal? Like what are you seeing as far as people using it between those two different scenarios?
So there's actually I'd even divide it into three. So there's three categories. You can have the company kind of corporate push out to the world, and that could be your internet facing, or allows your, perhaps you build communities around your product, and we have a term called social product marketing for that, about how you can build a whole website and generate revenue around it.
Right.
But then you can also have like just your employees blogging about the company themselves, so they're expressing outward, but it's a way for your company to kind of push stuff out, but it's still your company doing stuff. So it's a little bit further inward. And then fully inside is you can actually use, create a way that the sales team can collaborate with the product teams, and they can blog and talk about different things that are going on.
It's nice to be able to, I don't know, open up a company like that and let people post more, if you will.
And it's valuable because some respect is that then your possible customers in the future or existing customers look at you as open and honest, and they can trust you. And the biggest thing about, or one of the largest thing about sales is trust. I trust this company, they're open, they're going to protect me, they're not just there for money, or perhaps, or they got good information that's coming out, like you got end user or end engineers who are putting out great articles about scalability. Now, they never would have done that in their normal job, but because they can do a blog, they have personal pride, so they do a little bit of extra work. And then using Google search or Bing search or whatever, you can go and find this blog and you can get the information as a customer.
What are other things you see people using Liferay, the portal, for? Like what types of applications are they doing?
One that's, I think, really significant is the social product marketing. We're defining social product marketing as the aspect of kind of what Liferay.com really is. It's we push out a lot of content. We're allowing not just the Liferay employees to push out blogs and forums and wikis, but also the community. And so Liferay, which has about 35,000 community members now, can come in there and participate. They're growing this library of information very rapidly, which then allows new people who are just learning about Liferay to come in and just find all kinds of stuff, learn things about the company, maybe then start participating in stuff. And what social product marketing is saying, go build that infrastructure. Liferay is a great tool to go build that. And then, once those people are contributing and doing things in there, the marketing team can now start doing this almost a multi-touch aspect in there and start looking and going, well, where's some preference building and how can we start bucketizing the groups of people and what they're doing? You'll find this person go, they're completely free for now user. You know, they're not going to buy. There's
right.
No reason. They're a community user, let them go. But now somebody else is really, they're starting to download papers on return on investment or how to scale to 1 million users, or maybe they've got something particular about a new product line that you're coming out with. You can now start to communicate and collaborate back to that person, and if they begin to participate in that extra stuff, you know that it's a good and qualified lead. Marketing can now use this external site that's actually getting freely populated by your community, and they want it. It's not like you're, using your community, but that you can get from them information about who really would want to purchase, because you know that you're going to have 1 million using for free, 100,000 are really participating, and then you're going to have 10,000 are actually buying. One of these dynamics that companies are now hiring social marketing people, and they're spending a lot of time on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and other types of properties to draw awareness about their company. They're forgetting that one aspect. The reason you're getting awareness out in these other web properties is to pull them back to your marketing hub. And we really like it that you can use Liferay. Go build a marketing hub, which is your external face, allow communities of interest to be building around that, contributing more content to you that allows better Google search. And then in the end, you can do your own touch points into there to find out what activities are going on. Because you can't do that when they're over participating on Facebook. So if you're only doing social marketing over on Facebook, you're missing out. You can tie in activity that's even going here, pushed out to those sites, and then use other RSS feeds, etc., to pull back. So you become really the hub of this whole spoke of social activity.
Going through the various uses, and especially the social product marketing. I mean, obviously this is. It's funny, I was talking beforehand how portal is kind of like one of those words that you tell someone and they're kind of like, they tell you they've got a meeting they've got to go to. Yeah. and it seems like, you guys have really kind of pushed the portal technology to doing a lot more interesting things. It's not just a bunch of boxes on a web page and the HR vacation calendar and stuff. And so, I mean, it's I don't know, it's nice to see it's sort of 10-year-old software, right? You guys have been around for a while, so you're not just a portal in the old sense.
Portals started with this promise that every UI would be built through a portal, but then for some reason they became too difficult to use, too big, not rich enough. So everybody kind of just transitioned to something else. But there were some real benefits of what you wanted to do with the portal, and that's where, again, in one of my prezes I pulled together that it's app development, it's content, web content management, and all those benefits, and it's the portal aspects all pulled together. But the one thing that really needed to be done, which I think Liferay has really hit upon, which is it's got to be lightweight, it's got to be easy to use, and it's got to be very rich.
Right.
And that's the key that we've done.
It's nice to see that portal isn't just a bunch of boxes on a page anymore. So that's good stuff to hear. I appreciate you taking the time to go over this stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Michael.